Welcome to my channel. I'm Fraser Simons. This is Springboard Thought, where I talk about books. I do actual plays of tabletop role-playing games, and hopefully soon I'll be reviewing some tabletop role-playing games using my camera as well. I'll do a top-down view of the actual book and page through it and give my thoughts, but I also do books, and that's what mostly this channel is right now. Today I'm going to be talking about Underland by Robert Macfarlane, who apparently is very well known, but I had not heard of him before, mostly because I don't read travel or nature stuff usually. The only thing I can compare this book to really is Nan Shepherd has a few books on mountain fiction, I think is what she had pioneered, but it's definitely travelogue, nature writing, so it's the only kind of thing I can compare it to. And similarly, I thought it was amazing, gave it 5 stars, just like this one. And in this book, it's him actually going to these places. When trying to explain it to people, I said it was kind of like Planet Earth, except that it is a person in the documentary documenting their actual things happening, but it's going to underland locations in the earth and talking about how basically it's situated in the cultural consciousness, what people tend to think about these places, if they even know that they exist, and then kind of how it elicits feelings in him, his thoughts, his tangents on these things, and just like his physical presence of taking in these almost intoxicating scenes in the world he just captures vividly. Everything about it is just so well written. It's got an unusual and interesting cadence, kind of like, yeah, it's somewhere between autofiction and literary fiction in voice. I don't really know what to compare it to, but it's basically like a whimsy or captivating sense of spirituality of the earth without it kind of spiraling into some sort of mysticism, belief system, religion type thing. It's just him being really good at vividly describing things to the point where it becomes a human experience, essentially. And he goes to a number of different locations, 6 or 7, and the nice thing about it that you don't really see coming at the beginning is all of these places sort of cascade in his mind, so that when he's at the end of his journey and talking about, say, how we store toxic waste from nuclear power plants and why it's put in an underland location basically now, because we don't have good technology to dispose of the waste ethically and properly at all. It harkens back to the very beginning of the book as well, and it sort of nicely builds on everything that he's thought about, and he just notices these connective tissue and tangential things that at the beginning seem a little bit meandering and annoying, are all sort of filtered into this new perspective. So it's just really well written. He is the type of writer who knows what he's talking about, but doesn't beat you over the head with a academic like cadence, verbiage, dryness, and sort of tricks you into learning about these things in a guided tour of these places and his experiences. It's really great. I can't recommend it enough. And the vinyl that I have behind me today to represent it, the only things I could kind of think of was Sebastian Plano's 3 albums, so I have those set up now. And it's all instrumentation and sort of deep thought sinking into a rich environment. It would go very well with this book, so I hope you read it. I think it was kind of a big deal, but when I searched BookTube, I only found like a couple videos on it, so who knows, hopefully more people will get to it. I know I picked it up because it was on Book Outlet, and I'm always basically a year behind everybody else when buying books because I buy books on a budget. And this was just one that I took a chance on. I'm not even sure how I came across it. The entire time that I read this book, I was thinking it would be incredible if epic fantasy could do a journey like this, which is kind of a funny thing to say since usually those books involve some sort of travel. Sometimes it's interesting, like it really depends on the author, but I don't think I've ever read any fantasy whatsoever that was as gripping as this, and it's just a nature travel book. So I have to realign my perceptions of this genre and definitely get more into it. Probably read more from this particular author, as I didn't even know they were like a authority in this category, basically. So if you have read this book and you can liken it to other things, let me know in the comments. I'd definitely like to see what's on the peripheral of this. If you're just really big into this travel/nature writing, let me know what to hop to next. I definitely would like to add, 5 or 6 more into this category and see if this isn't just a fluke. Anyway, that's all I had to say today. I'll see you next video. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying safe. Hope you're vaccinated. Hope all of the good things are happening for you. And I'll see you later. Bye.